Who better than Derek, Pat, Andrew, the wrestling crew? Man, they bout to put an end to y'all careers like a finishing move. They bout to give y'all facts on these cats that's fighting on these mats. Y'all can't see them like John Cena. Even if y'all had 20/20 vision, y'all better listen, pay attention, and take notes down, and realize that it's not your time now. And watch these three kings take the crown. Ay, ay.
Hey guys, I'm Andrew, and you're listening to Wrestling IQ 101. And today I'm sitting with Colin West. How's it going, man?
Hey, Andrew, how are you? It's good to be back.
Hey, man. So, Colin, we're going to be talking about Third Degree, Synergy. How's it go? So, let's talk about that show, man. What's happening?
Yeah, well, we are lucky and blessed enough that we're back for our third show, live event in Manville, New Jersey. Synergy Pro Wrestling presents Third Degree.
Mm-hmm.
It's taking place Saturday, January the 27th from Manville Hillsborough Elks Lodge in Manville on Brooks Boulevard. And very cool show. It'll be the night before WWE puts on the Royal Rumble. And more information, just if you want to check it out while you're listening to us, is available at synergywrestling.com and looking up Synergy Pro Wrestling on Facebook. And
Colin, how much should tickets start at if people just want to get a general ticket?
Yeah, sure. You can get general tickets for $20, and as usual, front row VIP seats are $25, and they come with not only a front row ticket, but a special gift. Last show, we gave every fan in the front row a free copy of the DVD of Day One, our first event, and we'll be giving another special gift out to all the fans here at Third Degree on the 27th.
Now, Colin, one thing I really like about Synergy is that you let the fans pick a match or pick an opponent for somebody. Is there one on this card?
Yes, there is, actually. At the first show, we gave fans 4 options to choose for an opponent for the very dangerous and the very unpredictable and the very well-known Luchador Frightmare.
Mm-hmm.
And with about 61% of the vote, pretty much a landslide, the fans decided that they wanted to see Frightmare take on the up-and-coming Dragonborn Drake Chambers, who's made his name at such places as On Point Wrestling, UWA Elite, and now really cutting his teeth against some top-quality opponents at Synergy. And so we'll see Drake Chambers and Frightmare, who apparently have a little bit of a rivalry already brewing, but I'm very excited for this match. It'll be the first time that these two ever go one-on-one.
Yeah, and it's funny that you mentioned that he's an up-and-coming, star in professional wrestling, because last time he was there, he took on Arcadia, the light heavyweight champion of JAP, in a great match. So it's awesome that he's going to be taking on Frightmare in a quality matchup
really
like that.
Took Arcadia to his limits. That match went almost 20 minutes long, really stole the show. So I think the fans, the one thing I've learned is that, you get a couple hundred fans together, and no matter how much I think I know about wrestling, those fans are always smarter than I am.
Mm-hmm.
So they've put together a really good match.
Yeah, for sure. So, Colin, the Rogue has been on a tear on Synergy, and last time you had to get involved. Will we see Brandon Kirk in the ring again?
Yeah. Well, Brandon Kirk and Cam Sagami have had some issues.
Mm-hmm.
The Rogue, Brandon Kirk, making a real name for himself lately across professional wrestling, and Cam Sagami, a staple of the Northeast and New England, was on season 1 of American Grit with John Cena on Fox, if you recognize that name.
Mm-hmm.
And the two really have crossed paths. Right place, wrong time, or wrong place, right time, whatever you want to call it, for Cam Sagami. And Brandon Kirk, alongside with MLJ, have really made his life miserable as of late. And they cheated to win last show and continued really putting the boots to Cam. And I had to step in because I did not want to see somebody the caliber of Cam Sagami, 1, get hurt, and 2, let's be real, we have a high-quality roster here. When you have guys like Kirk and KTB and Cam Sagami and Anthony Green, who will debut at this show, and Matt Tremont and Jeff Cannonball, you don't want to see guys. Fans don't pay fans don't want to see DQs. Fans don't want to see... They want to see real finishes to really good matches. So we're going to get that. Sagami and Kirk will face off in the main event at Third Degree, and no DQs, no countouts, no pinfalls, no gimmicks. The winner will make the loser tap out. That's it. It is a tap-outs only main event.
Wow, that sounds pretty grueling, but exciting for the fans to watch for sure. So, Colin, you just touched on Anthony Green. Who will he be facing in his debut match?
Whether he's the retrosexual or all good Anthony Green, he's really one of the guys that you really need to watch. He's on a pretty much a meteoric rise in independent wrestling from, again, New England, but you've seen him everywhere. He's out on the West Coast. He's wrestled in Oregon and Washington and Las Vegas, and he's wrestled all up and down the East Coast and in the Midwest, and now he comes to Synergy to take on Hott Steve Scott, who is coming off a big win of his own last show against Vern Vicalo. So you take one of the most charismatic wrestlers in the tri-state, and you put him against one of the most charismatic wrestlers in New England, and we will see what happens. I'm not the type of guy where just because somebody's making his debut, we throw him kind of a cake match and just introduce him. I want to throw Anthony Green right into the fire and see if he's got what it takes to really stick around here.
Absolutely, and I think he might. I think he might pull this off. Steve Scott is no lightweight, and he's been around for a while. So, what a competitive match that you threw together right there.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
I do what I can. I mean, I that's the upshot of committing to having a smaller roster like Synergy has. We have a smaller roster, and that allows us to spend more money per guy to make sure that the roster is better.
Yeah.
There's no slouches. There's no easy matches. There's no lightweights on the Synergy Pro Wrestling roster, and there never will be.
Yeah.
So we are excited about adding Anthony Green to the mix and seeing if he sticks with us.
Now, second time around, we kind of saw a little preview of this kind of matchup here. This kind of matchup is that Tyler Nitro, Topa, and Kid Osborne are going to be in a triple threat match. What can fans expect?
Well, Tyler Nitro, Kid Osborne, Topa all debuted at our last show in kind of a scramble triple threat tag team match. It was a good match. It just is one of those matches where you got 6 guys all competing for airtime, and you don't necessarily get to see what everybody's got. I am actually going to scoop you in on something. As of this moment, Topa will be unable to compete at the show. He hit me up. There's no fault of his own. Everything's okay. Just a scheduling conflict.
Okay.
So we have replaced him with a guy who I'm very high on, a guy who just moved from the Pennsylvania, Ohio area out to New York by the name of MV Young. And very, very charismatic individual, great look, very talented in the ring, got a lot of charisma. So we will be seeing Tyler Nitro, MV Young, and Kit Osborne. A little bit of New England, a little bit of CZW, a little bit of Pennsylvania going at it. And I'm sure we'll get into the Cannonball McIntosh situation in just a little bit. But the winner of that match will take on Matt McIntosh later the same evening at Third Degree in the opening round of the Synergy Championship tournament.
Yeah, actually, I was going to ask you about Matt McIntosh. We saw the video of him saying that he doesn't want to face maybe Jeff Cannonball right now. What's going on with that? Because he was on the Matt McIntosh show. These guys look like they were gonna come together.
Well, I think people, like I said, the one thing that I know about wrestling fans in this day and age is if you put a lot of them together, they're smart people. They know what's going on. So I'm not going to tell anybody what Matt McIntosh's motivation was for this. I'm going to let people make their own decisions. Basically what happened, Matt McIntosh, Jeff Cannonball were scheduled to meet in the first round of the Synergy Championship tournament at Third Degree. Last show, second time around, they were involved in separate matches, and Matt McIntosh cost Jeff Cannonball a win.
Yeah.
And then got himself disqualified later that night against Mike Orlando.
Absolutely.
And Jeff Cannonball came out to the rescue, and during that situation, Matt McIntosh was assaulting Mike Orlando with a chair. And to try to keep McIntosh out of the ring, Cannonball took the chair and threw it at Matt McIntosh. Now, I'm going to remind everybody, McIntosh used the chair first. So, in my mind, turnabout's fair play, and I didn't see anything wrong with that. McIntosh went and hired himself a lawyer, which is ridiculous in my mind, but I don't want to say too much because I don't want to get sued, and this is still getting hashed out. And Matt McIntosh's lawyer went to court in Somerset County and filed a restraining order on behalf of Mr. McIntosh against Jeff Cannonball for an unsafe work environment, and basically got Cannonball thrown off this show.
Yeah.
And so not only has McIntosh now ruined a payday, a paying show for Jeff Cannonball, he got Cannonball taken out of the championship tournament that he qualified for. I think McIntosh was looking for a night off. I'm not going to give him one. So the winner of MV Young versus Kid Osborne versus Tyler Nitro at the beginning of the show will meet Matt McIntosh and replace Jeff Cannonball in the first round of the Synergy Championship tournament later that night.
Wow, sounds cool, Kyle. And then, Colin. So, Kyle, let's talk about Kyle the Beast because he has a large challenge in front of him.
Man, KTB is undefeated at Synergy, and that's not surprising to me considering that he doesn't really get defeated many places. One guy who KTB has caught the attention of is Josh Briggs, who really has just exploded onto the scene in a bunch of places, be it Beyond Wrestling, all over, really has just blown up. And Briggs took to Facebook, took to social media about 6 weeks ago, and basically just laid it out that he wanted KTB one-on-one, and he didn't care where or when it happened, and that somebody needed to book it. And I saw the video, and I did. It was a no-brainer for me. You get a guy like Briggs who just has a mean streak, and he's all of 6'7" and just filthy good in the ring against KTB, and we're calling it the first-time Beast battle, and it sure is. It's a battle of the beasts. KTB, Josh Briggs, is going to... It's not the main event, and I'm starting to think it should be because there may not be a building left after these two are done.
Yeah, you might have to reinforce the ring, kind of like a Big Show Mark Henry kind of match, because these guys, these guys might destroy the ring.
I wouldn't put anything past these two. They are very violent, talented men, big guys.
I know you were there.
I'm looking forward to it.
I know you were there for the JP match between Colin and TJ Marconi. I thought the ring was going to fall flat then. It might fall flat now.
What about KTB and Matt Riddle from a couple of months ago? That was unbelievable
yeah.
too. But you look at what Josh Briggs has been doing lately too. He's been tearing it up with everyone from Dijak to all the luminaries of the Northeast. He's just he's a real threat.
Yeah,
he's a real threat.
Absolutely, man. And then we'd be remiss if we didn't touch on this. Mike Quest, Mike Dell, Dell-Vision, you know.
Yeah, as of this moment, I mean, we're looking at Mike Quest versus Mike Dell.
You know, who's the favorite here?
Two guys, it was a pretty easy match to make.
Yeah.
You know, they both fell just short last show in the opening round of the tournament against Matt Tremont and KTB, respectively. So it's a chance for one to get back on a winning streak. They're both very talented individuals. And I know for a fact that when Mike Dell was a younger, slightly nicer individual, he really looked up to Mike West for inspiration, and now I think that he just sees Mike West as an old lion that he needs to put out.
Yeah.
And we'll see if that happens. But Quest and Dell should be a very good match.
Yeah. So, Colin, this is really exciting because you're going to have 3 major stars in the building, right?
Right. I mean, one of them's you.
I'm talking
But
about...
the other 2, I'm very excited. Former WWE superstar and former ring announcer for Alberto Del Rio, El Patron, what have you. Ricardo Rodriguez will be in the building.
Uh-huh.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And also, from fresh off of her performance in the Mae Young Classic, Renee Michele, who is a very talented women's competitor in the world of professional wrestling, and who knows, could find herself signed to NXT very soon as well. They will both be in attendance for meet and greets and autographs, and who knows what else. But Ricardo Rodriguez and Renee Michele will both be in attendance at Synergy 3rd Degree on January 27th.
Wow, that sounds absolutely incredible. Colin, let's just remind people where they can go to see this show, how much tickets cost, and all that other great stuff.
Absolutely. Synergy Pro Wrestling presents 3rd Degree. It'll be live at 7 p.m. Saturday, January the 27th at 1500 Brooks Boulevard, the Manville Hillsborough Elks Lodge in New Jersey. You can get tickets right now on the Synergy Pro Wrestling Facebook shop. You can also get them at the door. And you can visit Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore in Englishtown, New Jersey to get your tickets as well. I would strongly suggest getting them through our Facebook shop in advance because tickets are moving pretty swiftly. So we are in a good place right now. I would also encourage you strongly to visit SynergyWrestling.com and follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Synergy Wrestle. You can also go to Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore or the Synergy Pro Wrestling Facebook shop and get $10 DVD copies of either of our first 2 shows, day 1 or second time around. We also will have Synergy Wrestling T-shirts and hats in the very near future.
Awesome. Wait, talking about shirts, man, you have a new one, right?
We'll be working on that. I don't want to put myself over the brand here. I'll get a T-shirt when I have, time and space and money. But right now, as always, Synergy is the focus, and Synergy is
absolutely
the brand of the future. And if we're going to start making the waves that I want to make in 2018, it all starts at 3rd Degree.
Well, Colin, congratulations on Synergy. Congratulations on the 3rd show coming up. And many more in the future, Colin. And
well, thank you. And we couldn't do it without the support of everybody that comes and checks out the shows and supports us on social media and buys tickets and really just backs the brand. And that includes you and Pat and Derek and everyone in the Wrestling IQ 101 family. I appreciate it.
Well, we really do appreciate that, Colin. And for us, we are Wrestling IQ 101. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Wrestling IQ 101. Make sure you subscribe here or on the B Plus Player Network on various social medias. And we'll see you soon.